AITA for cutting off my family over my mom's will by you, Flowershopblues. I almost hope the situation doesn't have a flower shop, and that's just who they are.
Sadly,
a sad flower shop guy. I always suspected my mom preferred my sister over me. Growing up, she spoiled my sister with whatever she wanted and took her word over mine whenever we argued. For example, when we turned 16, I was given my aunt's old clunker that ended up dying within 6 months. When my sister turned 16, she got the brand new Volkswagen of her dreams. Side note, who the hell has a Volkswagen in their dreams?
Well, it was probably like 2008 and they wanted like the bug because they thought it was cute.
Fair enough. Things got really bad about a decade ago. When we were in high school, I fell in love with this guy, Joey, and started dating him for a while, only for him to dump me because he preferred my sister. Okay, so I'm pretty sure OP is a girl, based on that, right? Because
Yes.
I doubt this guy was bisexual. That seems unlikely. Yes, my sister seduced him. This really broke me because he was my first love. This is brutal. Well, my sister and Joey ended up getting married. And this is when things went from bad to worse. Our mother had her will made and she was leaving everything to my sister. For background info, our childhood home was a 2-story building where my mother's flower shop was on the ground floor and the apartment we grew up in was the second floor. Wow, that's like Disneyland.
This literally seems like an episode of some sitcom that takes place in New York City.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot what's going on here. Well, I didn't get along with my mom or sister. I love that flower shop and had been working there for most of my life. I dreamed of owning that shop one day. This is such a life.
I'm getting fake vibes, but whatever.
But instead, my mother was going to leave the building, the shop, and the apartment to my sister. While I could still work there, my sister would be the owner and I would have to do what she says. So I cut them off. If my mother didn't see me as a family member, then I wanted nothing to do with them anymore. It was clear who she favored. So I moved out of my childhood home. I joined the Peace Corps and have been living abroad since. Now, to the present. After not hearing them for years, my sister found me on social medias. She reached out to me. She wanted to talk, rekindle whatever relationship we had. I told her no. I never want to talk to her again or have anything to do with her or our mother again. She then starts to write this angry message about how could I do this to her and why would I turn my back on her. But as far as I'm concerned, she's not my family. She hasn't been family in a decade. I have a new, happier, more fulfilling life in South Africa than I ever did back in the States. Is this Lindsay Lohan? Is that Mean Girls? I don't want to ever reverse. I don't want to ever see my old family again because of how they treated me. I don't want them to meet my daughter. If I let them back into my life, I'm afraid they will ruin the new life I made for myself. AITA.
Yikes. Lots to unpack here.
I mean, these parents are, this mother is a monster.
The mom is a monster. I actually sort of wish I knew more about the sister just because I feel like I read like Just No Mother-in-Law or like Raised by Narcissists. And it seems like OP is for sure the scapegoat if we're going to take that model. Sister is definitely the golden child. But maybe the sister didn't really like being the golden child. Maybe the sister was also like, maybe the sister was also put in a bad position by the mom too. I wish I kind of knew more.
Yeah, we could give the sister a little bit of leeway, Sarah, but let's not forget Joey. She fucked her sister's first love and then went on to marry him. It's so ridiculous and almost sounds fake, but
yeah,
the sister is a monster. She's a monster to do that. She's out of control.
I think that's like not a complete adult monster, like obviously bad high school stuff. They're in high school. I don't know. To me, high school relationships are not
high school relationships. High school relationships? What about their relationship? You're telling me you're going to hook up with one of your triplets' exes? Give me a break.
No, I wouldn't. We have very different types. But I'm saying that obviously the sister was a bad person in high school. But we don't really know anything.
That person. If you fuck your you're one of your triplets, I would like, I don't know that I can look at you the same.
Ew, don't say that. That's incest.
What?
You just said if I would fuck one of my triplets.
No, if you fuck one of your triplets, I won't even be mad. I'll just be curious.
Ew. Please take that back.
With one of their exes, I've never met them. It's just a joke to me. I'm sorry. You look so grossed out.
Yeah, because you're talking about, like, I'm not going to talk about you fucking your brother. Get the fuck out of here. That's just, like, get out of here.
I know. I'm sorry. Your triplets exist as an abstraction to me, so there was nothing offensive to me about it. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm blushing. You embarrassed me. You got me good. All right. If you were to hook up with one of your triplets' exes, I don't care if you're in high school, you're a monster. I mean, that is like family. For the very reason incest is gross, the sibling relationship. I mean, give me a break.
Okay, that's it's not the same reason, but I'll give it to you that it's fucked up to do.
It's related.
How?
Well, you don't fuck your family because you're too close to them. All right? That's gross.
Oh, my God.
Grow
okay.
up with them. Right? I mean, isn't that part of it?
I don't have time. I do not have time.
I think you're right that high school relationships are stupid, but that she would betray her like that to me is like, well, she's a monster. They treat this girl like trash.
Yeah.
Sierra M, right? So you're allowed to be happy. NTA. Toxic is toxic, blood or not. They didn't care about your happiness or treat you as family before. Don't be fooled into thinking they will now.
I'm so curious, like, what would even cause the sister to, like, bother after all this time? It's like she got everything she wanted. Like, OP is not bothering anyone, living their own private life in South Africa.
Yeah, what prompted that?
Yeah.
She's out of she wants someone to bully again.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like OP gave us such the details were pretty good. The imagery was good. In retrospect, I honestly could have cut the part about the flower shop. But that was the part at which my bullshit meter kind of went up.
Yeah, no, the flower shop makes me think this is all a lie.
Yeah. It took from like pretty realistic to like now we're in some like weird Cinderella story reboot where like she would have to work for her apparently younger sister and do whatever she says.
I think the reason this rings as fake altogether is just the fact that these people are so despicable and OP is so obviously right. And she's in South Africa and it's like her family is just Satans. They're satanic people.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Can you imagine just being like, oh, no, your sister's getting the flower shop. You get nothing.
Yeah, you get nothing. That doesn't even make sense.
What kind of monster are you?
And it's not even that the sister gets the shop. It's like you have to work for her and do what she says. That's not really like just because you're an owner doesn't mean you have to like run the day-to-day operations and like boss someone around.
No, they're just these people have been presented.
It feels cartoonish.
Monoliths. Yes, absolutely. Lindsay N. I don't think you're necessarily an asshole for not wanting contact with your mother. That said, it's not your sister's fault. She's just going to let sister go. Cut off your mother, but don't blame your sister for things that she didn't do. What about what she did do, Lindsay? You don't have to let her back.
You can't blame her for the stuff that she did do.
Yes. Yeah, that's generally okay. He says, NTA, however, speaking from experience, parents can poison sibling relationships. My stepdad did this, and it took until I was nearly 30 to realize it. It took a lot, but I'm closer than ever to my sister. I like this point. I feel like you made a similar point.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at.
I think it's a point worth making. I just don't think that applies because this sister is evil. What she has done says to me that she will never, ever have a positive or symbiotic relationship with her sibling.
Who are we to say?
I feel pretty good about it, honestly. This is stealing your first. It's your first. That's what kills me. It's her first.
I guess that's why, to me, I'm like, it's not that deep because, like, to me, high school relationships a lot of time have so much meaning because it's your first. But when it's over, you're like, yeah, that would have never worked out. And just because you have so many like raging teenage hormones.
Yeah, but still, I still have fond memories of my first. I remember her, I'll never forget her, and I don't want, if my brother started hooking up with her, I'd be like, get out of there. Those are my memories, you son of a gun. Whisper M writes, everyone sucks here. Your mom for having a fave child, your sister for taking your boyfriend, purposely quote unquote taking your boyfriend. He isn't an object to take, but she could have stayed in her lane.
Well, the OP does put all the blame on the sister for seducing this guy, but like obviously he had a part in it. Like they were both willing participants and they should share the blame.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That they should share the blame, but
like
of course
he fucking sucks.
Well,
she
the boyfriend
sucks.
betrayal though is one of a high school betrayal, which is like who gives a shit. The sister betrayal is
it's like worse. Well, I think it's both bad because like they just compound each other. Like it's one thing for your boyfriend to like choose a friend over you, but then it's another thing when it's a relative, and also when then now he's your in-law. Like that blows.
So top Reddit comment. Kitty Tigress. Wow, great username. NTA, not from my point of view. You found peace and love elsewhere instead of with them. No need to drag up all that toxicity again if you're in a good place. Sarah, I think we see eye to eye on this. It's an open and shut case, maybe too much. So, AITA for cutting off my family over my mom's will. I think we agree.
Yeah, not the asshole.